This visual novel gave me diabetes. These girls are as sugar sweet as chocolate cake and as rich and fluffy as a cream puff. But who the hell decided to put in some jalapenos, because these H scenes are f***ing spicy hot. Hi, my name is August, and today we're gonna be stopping by a bakery to indulge in some sweet moe goodness. It may be a small cake shop, but it's got one gigantic marshmallow heart. Today, let's take a look at Marshmallow All the Way Home. Move Over Cafe Shop visual novels for Marshmallow All the Way Home wins my heart as the defining moe cake shop visual novel experience. It's that delectably good. Due to the supermall's popularity, the local shopping district is facing rough times, including Kanan's cake shop that was passed down to her by her deceased parents. Along with her friends Ushio and JC, the three of them attempt to keep the business afloat. Luckily for them, Kanan brings home our main character after he collapsed from hunger in his cardboard box. And so, to repay Kanan's kind gratitude for basically keeping him off the streets, Ro Miyahara dedicates himself to help revive the shop. Now, the cafe shop setting tends to be common in this slice-of-life moe genre space, but Marshmallow does a fantastic job at using its cafe backdrop to push its emotional narrative, because man oh man, and my heart feels so refreshed as Marshmallow wraps me in its warm embrace of its cake shop atmosphere. And the whole "we gotta prevent the shop from closing" mission. There's no overly affectionate cat girls or supernatural entities, but what it does bring to the table is its strong emotions. By the end of its first arc, I was tearing up by how well Marshmallow shows Kanan and Ushio's compassionate, good-hearted nature. It captures what their shop, Marshmallow Tree, is all about. Warm, cheerful, comfy, and a place of happiness. Something that must be protected at all costs. From something as simple as a fridge breaking to not being able to pay rent, these issues end up becoming dangerous. They may look like minor problems, but they have the potential to harm something so precious to these characters. That feeling of attachment, almost maternal love for the shop, makes it that much more meaningful. So when they eventually overcome these issues, it makes their victory even more joyful, as our wonderfully cute characters cheer in celebratory hurrah. Now, the term moe is one of those unexplainable concepts that can't be truly quantified. I can't just say throw sugar and spice and everything nice and expect a top tier cute girl to pop out. But here, I don't think I can accurately describe the amount of I get from the girls. So let's start off with our little big sister Ushio, the head patisserie chef of Marshmallow Tree. Now, whoever thought of making the smallest girl adopt a caring Onesan personality clearly knew what they were doing. There's so much big mommy energy packed into this tiny short stack pancake. The way she subtly and lovingly dotes over the main character is so relaxing and comforting. Her sense of responsibility is also incredibly endearing in all of her mannerisms. I sure as hell would love a head pat from Mama Ushio.
撫でられるのがそんなに嬉しかった?
Although she also adopts that other specific trait from the Ara Ara Onesan. You know, the one that likes to f***ing devour men, her milkshake bringing all the boys to the yard, very close to the place where no man should wander. There's horny on main, there's sex-crazed nymph, and then there's succubus semen demon. Marshmallow's H scenes are a marathon to go through. It makes long H scenes in other games look like a walk in the park. Half of the content in these romance routes are these rabbits going at it from dusk till dawn, and that's not an exaggeration. And to think these girls start off as innocent angels, and then they start talking about their cream puffs being filled up with milky baby batter. Raiha's a prankster nympho, Sasa's a gluttonous sweat-eating devil, Kanan's an innocent-hearted pervert, and Ushio's an actual semen demon munching on that corn on the cob. For what appears to be a cutesy moe visual novel, there's some cursed dialogue lines in here. It sure is a surreal experience to read them. Mileage may vary, because I sure as hell wasn't able to keep up with them. And now, let's talk about our unnecessary doorknob cover, truffle-searching snout mammal picture book author with a delicate heart as big as her bow, Sasa Mizuzu. Sasa feels that the world is out for her through her negative Nancy attitude, but really, we just do a bit of tomfoolery over here. It's all full of over-exaggeration, where her face speaks louder than words. Her facial expressions are some of my favorites, highlighting her shock at disbelief objections and self-deprecating comments, which says a lot because there's a lot of great faces here to build up my reaction image folder. But it's her transformation that sells Sasa and her route. That gradual shift towards self-love and positivity allows her to overcome her pessimistic attitude and go after the man that she loves. Ooh, that's the good stuff. A warm, sensitive girl, and she deserves all the praise she gets. From her friends, other associates, and most importantly, the children, including this obsessive gremlin child.
いいツッコミです。さすが私の旦那様。
Stop! Stop!
Following that, let's talk about our Ice Queen jester from Finland, Raiha Raikkonen. Raiha and Miyahara's relationship is the most amusing one out of all of them. Raiha's whimsical attitude strings Miyahara along to her whims, always on the attack in her assertiveness, except that she forgot to stack on defense with Miyahara unexpectedly striking critical hits on her heart. The banter is a pleasant one throughout their developing relationship, but in her route, things get a bit strange. There are a couple of unusual events and circumstances with our prestigious Ice Queen herself, but it also shows the underlying problem I have with Miyahara, where despite how resourceful he is when it comes to saving the shop, he's a complete idiot when it comes to romance. Much in fact where a certain familiar element known as misunderstandings likes to rear its ugly head in. Uchiha's conflict in her route is dependent on this classic trope, making things absolutely miserable for the poor girl. But with Raiha's prankster personality, it becomes a recipe for disaster. And last but not least, we have Kanan, resident owner of Marshmallow Tree. She may not have the skills or talent from some of the others, but there's something special about this innocent girl as she beats you over the head with her sheer kindness and smile. I mean, just look at those eyes. You don't want to let her down, do you? Kanan's the type of person who would bring home a stray cat from the road and adopt it without a second thought. In fact, that's basically what she did. That airheadedness of hers sure is something, but it's that charitable and good-natured charm that makes her so likable. Kanan is essentially the source of Marshmallow Tree's warm, fuzzy atmosphere, and that spreads to the rest of the cast, even the customers. The definition of serving 5-star customer service, even when she loses precious brain cells when she falls head over heels for our main character. Much to my disdain when I have to watch Miyahara's Dunkan dumbass in her route. In conclusion, Marshmallow All the Way Home is a perfect slice of cake containing everything I could possibly want, filled with wholesome, sweet moe goodness. There's just a bit too much cream on top. The visual novel is an enjoyable read. The visuals are great, the cast dynamics are excellent and hilarious, and the positive, compassionate, and heartwarming messages are a fantastic treat. One of my favorite common routes out of every visual novel I've read so far. That said, there are sour spots once you hit the romance routes, where some of the conflicts are based off of blunt misunderstandings thanks to our dense Dokkan protagonist. And you will have to suffer through long H scenes of the couple going at it non-stop. You'll get out of one H scene, read story content for like 3 minutes, and then see them get back on that grind for another 30 plus minutes. Sure, you can skip through it, but I was committed to reading that content no matter how wholesomely cursed it got. Even so, I can't discredit the emotions I got from the heroines. Marshmallow All the Way Home is fantastic through how it presents its warm hospitality. Through the cast's kind and friendly personality and positivity, they are able to provide smiles to everyone they meet, including me, because genuine kindness is the most powerful thing to move a person's heart. Marshmallow All the Way Home gets a 4 out of 5 with a seal of recommendation, a definite strong pickup for any moe-loving fans out there. And now, if you'll excuse me, I think I'm gonna take a break from cakes. Don't get me wrong, they are delicious. I just rather not hear the phrase cum cake or dick milk ever again.